When you don't have a choice, you'll be surprised at what you'll choose. I had this thought the other day and it inspired a Substack article because I was in the co working space and there were like seaweed snacks left. And someone in the co working space said, "These are always the last snacks that are left. Nobody wants them." and and then the guy said, "Well, but they always get eaten. Somebody always chooses them at the end of the day." And I said, "You'll be surprised what you'll choose when um, you have no other options." And it for some reason it made me think about the abusive relationship that I was in for 3 years, because feeling like you have no other options and actually not having any other options are two different things. Sometimes we have other options before us. We might not like those options, or we might not be able to see the other options before us. So we just feel stuck. And what resonated with me in thinking through this was that I was in an abusive relationship for 3 years, and I felt like I had no other options, because one of the things an abuser will do is make sure they isolate you from your family, friends. They will actually get you to physically move somewhere else away from people, all to make you feel like your only option is them. So when they cause pain, they become the only option to fix it in our minds as the victim of abuse. And so feeling like you only have one option, but actually only having one option, are two different things, because theoretically I could have left. Yes, it's very difficult to leave an abuser. It wasn't my case when I finally did leave, but I could have, I could have, if I wasn't mentally trapped by the manipulation, one day I could have just left and disappeared, right? Just stayed at a hotel or hid out somewhere with family or friends, but I felt like I had no options. And I've been in that situation in my life where I couldn't see the other options that were before me, even though there were other options. And one of the things that really helps if you're feeling like this is to actually talk to other people. This is actually one thing that an abuser does very well. They don't want you to talk to other people, because other people will remind you that you have options, that this is not normal. Um, and I'm actually going to be writing a Substack article about this very thing. The way I write my Substack articles is I have a thought, which this is a thought. I create an audio message. Um, I translate the audio message, and then I start outlining the article. So I do this throughout the week. So it might be like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. And then I spend an hour on Tuesday writing and editing the article and publishing it. All right, y'all. Peace.